What is going on, guys? Here from CZeroMedia. In today's episode, as you have already noticed, it's going to be about my CB550 cafe racer. What happened, why I crashed, what's the damage, and what I'm going to do about it. But before we get to that, as you can see, I got the FD RX-7 back in the garage. One of the most hated RX-7, should I say, here on YouTube, because obviously, as you can see, it's a functional car. So the reason why I have this FD back in the garage, for one, is because I obviously need to get it done. I need to get it started, I need to get it up and running and finish the car up. It cranks, it has fuel, it has spark, but the cranking is a bit slow, and I'll do a dedicated episode on that. Reason number two why this is back in the garage is because the 280Z is getting painted right now. Depending on where that build video series is, you might know or might not know. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that the 280Z front end is completely getting painted. Now, coming to the cafe racer, obviously I'm going to talk about that. You'll notice that I have a blue Yamaha now, YZ250F. I just picked this up. I spent the weekend in Arizona, rented a Can-Am and had a blast in the deserts, and just kind of over the years getting more and more experience riding in dirt, driving in dirt, and that's something I always wanted to do. As a boy growing up in the concrete jungle of Tokyo, I never had a chance to really play in the woods, play with dirt bikes. So here was an opportunity to finally purchase some kind of dirt bike, so I can take it out in the woods here in Michigan. I did rent a CRF250L street version in Vietnam that I did road trip with, so I'm familiar with the platform. I just never owned one for myself that is specifically set up for the dirt trail riding. I'm not going to be really jumping this or motocrossing. It's going to be more for trail riding. 250F, this is a 2017. It only has 10 hours, which to me is still brand new. I picked it up for $4,500, which here in Michigan I think is a good deal. I negotiated down from $5,000. On stock, and it actually sounds pretty good on stock. So let me just start it up real quick. So that's that. As for my latest and greatest toy, Yamaha YZ250F, single cylinder, 4-stroke, 250cc motorcycle, dirt bike, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so here's what happened with the motorcycle, and I'm going to try to keep it straight to the point and short. I finished the GSXR swap on the CB550. Worked with Cognito Moto to make sure that the fork offset was correct for this setup, and I explained to you guys in the previous videos how important it is to set up the correct fork offset for your particular setup. I'm going with 18-inch rim instead of the stock 19. That alone, in addition to the GSXR front end, changed the vehicle geometry a little bit. Just right out of my driveway, I noticed that the front end of the bike was a little too twitchy, a little too sensitive, a little too aggressive, should I say, for my personal liking. And I started riding, and 2 minutes literally into the ride, the first intersection I hit, there's a little bump. I hit the bump, and I had tank slap death wobble situation in the past. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's when the handlebars start doing this and you have no recovery, or you have a hard time trying to recover, should I say. I had that on my R6s. The FC09 happens quite often actually, and I should put a steering damper, but never bothered to do that. Long story short, tank slap situation happened on the CB550 like it never had in my life, to a point where like I knew right away that this vibration was too aggressive, too much for me to recover from. I was riding at like 30 miles per hour, 40 maybe, not that fast. Basically, these tank stops on the triple trees on the right side broke off, and as soon as that one broke off, this is the left one, I guess the steering just went all the way to this way, and basically put the front wheel to a 90-degree turn, and the motorcycle just slid under me. Motorcycle hit the truck, I hit the pavement face first, and that's why, I don't know, it has been about a month and a half since the accident. I have multiple stitches on my face. Luckily, well, I always do, so it's not really luckily. I always wear a helmet, I always wear a jacket. 99% of the time I wear a jacket, but 100% of the time I wear a helmet. I was wearing full gear. I was even wearing my track gloves the ones that come out to your wrist, and road rash all over my leg. But the biggest damage was to my face. And even though I was wearing a helmet and the helmet did hit the pavement first, I still managed to hit the chin. I don't know if the chin hit the helmet or chin hit the pavement. I don't know because it happened so fast. But the truck driver called the police on me. The ambulance showed up. I was taken inside an ambulance to the hospital, and it just turned into this huge deal. Luckily, I didn't break any bones. I don't have any serious damage. This will recover. My leg has recovered already, and I've been riding. So that's what happened. On a positive note, though, because I'm an optimistic guy, I have never been inside an ambulance, so that was kind of cool. Went to the ER before all the corona situation happened. So I came out safe and very much alive. I'm doing well, and thanks to everybody who has sent me message on Instagram, Facebook. So enough of me. Now onto the bike and the damage that has caused the bike and what my plan is for the future. Alright, so here's a cafe racer. As you can see, the left side of the bike took most of the damage. The clip-on bar basically just snapped off, and from what I can tell, the levers are okay. I'm getting a new clutch cable already. I think it came in, but the throttle assembly, or should I say the clutch assembly, looks okay. I'm gonna need a new mirror, obviously. I already have a new clip-on that came in. The most expensive clip-ons I've ever purchased, Woodcraft ones. Although damaged, it's still circular, so I'm gonna be reusing this. There's a little damage to the top of the suspension. That's okay, it doesn't hurt functionality. So what I'm gonna do is just install the new clip-on bars here and call it a day with that. Now with the headlamp, got completely destroyed. Everything after the incident was just scattered all over the road. Some parts were like across the street, some were like 50 feet down the road. One of the items that went shooting off into the distance was the headlamps. So as you can see, the mesh is no longer circular, and I'm not gonna be reusing this. I still have it just to show you what happened. The bottom mount headlamp bracket that I was making completely just broke off, and the cables came off. I'm gonna be converting the headlamp attachment points to the sides, to the suspension here, to the forks instead of the bottom mount, because I didn't like how that worked out anyways. This part took a lot of damage. Again, I don't really know what happened because everything happened so fast, as well as the left side. Now, you guys all know that I like riding and I like functional things, whether it's cars or bikes. I ride my stuff, so I never cared to paint this and turn it into a show bike. As you can see, you already had dents in the past from crashing the bike. Because this is not the first time I crashed the CB550 actually. I think I've dropped it about twice in the past. Once at like parking lot, and then another time hitting a patch of gravel at an intersection doing like 10 miles per hour. Nothing serious. From that reason, the gas tank is definitely not perfect, and I never cared to fix that, and I don't think I'm going to fix that in this particular incident. One thing I do have to fix is that the gas tank up front here, the ceiling has cracked, so I need to weld it up together, which I'm going to be doing that. Once I weld it, I might repaint it. I kind of want to do this like a silver, because with this being brown and then the folks being gold, I feel like there's too much gold brown color now going on, so I might turn that into silver. I'll see. Now, as for the motor itself, it's kind of hard to tell right now if there's any internal damage. I don't think so, because the bike got laid down at low speeds. But the alternator cover came off, destroyed. Alternator cover itself on the motorcycle housing got destroyed. You can see the coils on the inside. The cam cover protector piece is gonna be replaced up here. I do see an oil leak here. I'm gonna clean that up and see if that's caused by some kind of major leak anywhere. Hopefully not. The rear set got destroyed with the shifter peg completely taken out. Now, aside from that, there isn't too much damage, luckily. I decided to keep the inside of the Velocity stacks gold, but sand it, polish the outside, so it's got like the silver goldish type look going on. Anyways, that's where we're at with the cafe racer. Now for the rebuild process, like I said, I already started ordering parts. I got new headlamp, which is smaller in diameter, and it's a side mount. I got new cell phone mount, RAM mount. I already have mirror that came in. I got wheel sets from Cognito Moto. And again, I love the guys from Cognito Moto. I can't thank them enough for always supporting me with my builds and producing awesome quality parts. Shift linkage from Cognito Moto. I got new brake reservoir from eBay. I got here, I think this is the points cover. I wanted to do something different by going with a clear see-through cover. This is a 3D printed part. I think it's paintable. I'll see. And then this is a clear plexi type material that gets bolted into the housing. So I'm gonna see how that goes. And I did forget to mention that the brake reservoir did get destroyed in the process too. I'm gonna be adding a steering stabilizer. It's going to be custom. I'm gonna be welding on the bracket to the frame and the rod that ties into the fork on one side. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be completely custom as usual. Never done anything like that. In fact, I've never had steering stabilizer on any of my motorcycles, and I've been riding for almost since what, 2010, 2009? Pretty much a decade. I've been riding every season, every year. The cause of the accident, I wouldn't say necessarily is a mechanical failure or design failure. At the end of the day, motorcycles go down because of the rider's fault. Although, you know, by building something like this, it is completely changing the geometry of the bike. So it is definitely less stable, should I say. So that is it for today's episode, guys. Thanks again for watching. I hope that explains where we're at now, where we're headed. And thanks again to every one of you who DM me on Instagram after the incident, worrying about my well-being. I am back, I'm doing well, and I'm excited to take the Cafe Racer out again once it's fixed. So stay tuned. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.